What's going on, guys? I would like to talk about dating. I know, I'm probably not the guru that you think I am, and well, I'm not. I'm not really here to talk about advice. Okay, I'm merely here to complain a little bit, mainly because I think that the generation of mine, and we'll say the '90s kids and the younger generations, even some probably a little bit older, have gotten really problematic in the dating scene, and I'm saying it goes both ways. A lot of people are just super hard to deal with. And it's getting worse, it seems like. I don't know if these videos are all fake, but I used one for an example that I'll show you here in just a second. But usually it revolves around a lady recording themselves trying to down the said guy. And these are just the ones I've seen from this perspective. But it's showing that, oh yeah, this is not a good enough place to take me. This is cheap. This is terrible. How dare you? You should have taken me to some place with the most expensive wine, or a 5-star restaurant with a 3-course meal, 4-course meal, whatever they do. I can't even remember anymore. I know I've been around to one of those very expensive places, and it just seemed really dumb to pay $80 for just a small, 3-course meal, whatever it was. And it just wasn't good enough. I was like, you know what? I kid you not. Call me poor at heart. I'll just go home and eat me 3 packs of noodles and just binge watch Supernatural, and I'm cool with that. But that's the thing that you see nowadays. It's not enough. You have to go take them to all these expensive stuff. I seen where they said, oh, if you try to take me to a walk in the park in the afternoon, after we just got done eating, I don't know what they said, we'll say Buffalo Wild Wings, they absolutely tore it apart and said that they could already tell that they're just not worth their time.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were going to go do something else, not this.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway. To see what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown fucking place like this. I got dressed this morning. I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer.
I'm sorry, honey.
You live by yourself.
Yes, I did.
You know what's sad about this? This is a very normal thing now. It happens pretty often. And the biggest thing I think is probably the biggest blame is just the way everybody is groomed by social media and celebrities and stuff like that. I know that's a very boomer take. I don't know. It could be tinfoil hat time. I don't know. I do know this. You see all these people in these rented lives, because that's what a lot of them are. They'll rent Ferraris for, I don't know, $20,000, however they do it. They'll rent big lavish houses. They'll do all this stuff just to get more ads, more video, view time. And they do this and people view it and they, kind of live vicariously through them. And it just gets really weird. And I think that's where a mindset like this comes in. I know it's kind of apples to oranges. But when you go on a date and your expectation is outside the realm of a normal restaurant, given a chain restaurant's a little bit at the bottom, but I don't see anything wrong with that, because the whole point of a first date or just dating early on is conversation. That's the point of a date. I'm baffled that has been lost in translation now. I've seen so many videos popping up of people complaining about their date being cheap and this, that, and the other, and going way out of the comfort zone in these dates. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody wants to go on a picnic or a walk in the park, okay? In fact, there's some people that literally specifically stated that if that happened, they were going to clown them, and they thought it was the dumbest. I forget what they said. It was cheap. It just showed that they did not have any interest. I'm like, walking, first off, it's good exercise, okay? People like me probably need to do that more. But walking and talking and getting to know somebody like that in a very, public area where it'd be less likely something would happen probably is the best, setting. And then if you do a picnic, that's been a long-standing romantic thing for, I don't know, since I was a kid, before I was a kid. I'm sure when my grandparents were kids, it was always a big thing to just take somebody out and go feed them very odd and indifferent food. Sandwiches, okay? Just simple sandwiches. It's been a long-standing trope. And it's kind of sucks that that's just weird now. Now, I know there's still people out there that probably totally love that. And I'll say to you, good on you to actually still care about some classical stuff. But to be mad over a Subway sandwich from somebody that, I hate to say it, he didn't have the right mindset to begin with, because he took her there basically purposely because he thought she was just there for the money. But my whole thing is, if you think you're entitled to their money for the date, you are dead wrong. Okay? The only thing you should worry about is getting to know somebody. And I think that's been lost in translation a long time ago. I think social media and dating apps, and yes, I'm going to sound like a boomer, has ruined a lot of that. Everybody lives through other people's lives. They want to see, and they see people living a certain way, and that's what they think they should get, even though they haven't done anything for it, or they don't do anything for it. And then they go talk to a guy who may or may not make, we'll say, $80,000. $80,000 is pretty good, okay? At least where I live at. And if he's making 80, that's not enough. And coming from somebody like me, who at one point in time was making a lot less, literally the reason why a family that from a girl I dated hated me was because I didn't make enough money. They wanted me making $65,000 to $80,000 a year. That was back in 2012. It's a lot of money back then. The thing was, back in 2012, I was in my 20s. Early 20s, okay? Very early 20s. It was going to be next to impossible for me to be making that type of money. Especially in the area I live in. Even if you worked in the best factory at the time, that was not going to be achievable at that point in time. And another thing, usually when you see people that go and spend a lot of money on their first date in this real expensive settings and stuff, usually it's just to cover for a bad personality. I've seen that time and time again. So, I don't know. You can take that with what you will. Take it with a grain of salt, whatever. But in a lot of things I've seen, when people try to, just throw money at their date as much as possible, it just shows that they have nothing else they're going to give them. They're not going to give them any actual attachment to anything. They're just going to give them money. They're going to throw money at their problems, which some people, yeah, that can work for you. But for me, yeah, that'd be annoying. Usually dating and being together is being a cohesive family, being together, being a unit. I know it's going to be a little sappy, but being able to go through everything thick and thin, from hard or worse to good to better. I don't know. I just felt like rambling about this. This stuff right here just pisses me off, that the dating world has gotten so obscure and weird. But anyway, to continue on what I was saying, this is absolute garbage to treat people like this, to only look at them as a financial gain instead of seeing people as something to connect with, to actually have one-on-one conversations, to actually just enjoy somebody else's company. I think this is disrespectful, wrong, and it's just a terrible way to look at people. But that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.